Hey, hi, welcome to AI Testing with Vijay. So in this video we are going to see the basic essentials that are required to learn Playwright. So I had documented here. You can see the first part is like you need to have a good fundamentals in one of the programming language. You can either select Python or Java or .NET. So you need to have a good basics there. You need to know like what are the variables, functions, loops, conditions, and some advanced programmings there. But as of now you just concentrate on the basics. But if you are looking for Python basics, let me know. I will create a separate series for that. Like you need to be good with our programming language skills up to fundamentals at least. Then you need to understand what is the web technology. Okay, like in web itself you have HTML, CSS, so you need to know what are the different HTML elements like headers, title, anchor tags, reference, paragraphs, all that stuff you need to know. And DOM structure also you need to know. So you will have document, right? You have document and HTML. In HTML you have some headers, bodies, and metadata, title, all that stuff you need to know. Then CSS selectors and XPaths. So if you are familiar with Selenium, so you will know all these things there. Like for checkbox, what is the thing? If there is a web page, then if you want to select a particular element, then you use XPath as a reference. So for locating those elements you need to know them. That is the basic essential for learning Playwright, because essentially Selenium and Playwright are almost similar, but it has Playwright has some more capabilities than Selenium. That's why it is trending right now. Okay, and if you know JavaScript, it will give you advantage than others. Then you need to be familiar with the testing concepts and like what is automation testing, why we are doing automation testing, what tool has to be selected. So to select a particular tool, what you do analysis, like what's the programming language, what's the technology stack they had used, all that stuff you need to do analysis for automation testing. Then what's the difference between manual and automation? Since you are automating, since you are using Playwright for an automation, you need to know, instead of doing manually, what's the advantage if I do the same job with automation. So that things you need to know. And concepts like asset, if you're familiar with PyTest, you have some asset statements, like where you can pass or fail a test case based on certain conditions. So that things you need to know, and you need to know in automation testing, you need to know them. The fourth essential thing is like environment setup, which you already learned before, like how to install Python, how to install the PyCharm, all that stuff you learned already. But there are few more things that was required. Like once you install the software, you need to install Playwright, you need to install the libraries that was required. So that part is still pending. Going forward you will be learning that. But if you're good with some sort of advanced skill, then you have a better chance. Like you need to understand how you can integrate this Playwright test in CI/CD pipeline, so that you can create a continuous test, right? So that's where all this helpful for you. And Git version control, like if you are familiar with GitHub, then you can store all your code in GitHub, so that you can run it from local, or you can run it from your cloud, all that stuff. It will be useful. And also version control, like you can save any number of versions, you can add, update, delete, all that stuff you can do, like remove the code, update the code, all that stuff you can do. And debugging skills are also very helpful, because certain people I saw, they are good with programming, but when problem comes, the debugging is the key area where people fails. So if you have a debugging skills also, it will be more helpful to you. And API testing basics, like if you need to know the API fundamentals, like what is get, what is post, and what if the response is successful, what API response will be the like 200 is the response code. If it is 404, what is the error? If it is 400, what is the error? What if it is 500, what is the error? So you should have a basic knowledge of API testing, and for authentication what are the methods you have, and in headers what you has to pass. All that basic essential API knowledge is required. So if you're good with this basics, you are good to start with Playwright, and we are going to learn together. Thanks for watching my videos.